Hello everyone. So we are here with Dr. Fabian Ruf, who is an ambassador for Optica, and he's here for an outreach program through Optica. And he's working as a photonics designer at ZEISS. And we're excited to have him here at the Ghana Photonics and Optics Lab. Hi, Doc.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to GPOL.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, we want to know how your impression has been, because it's been 3 days since you've been in Ghana, and interacting with the students. How has it been so far?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I know already some of the students. I already know the situation here with the Photonics Student Chapter, and I'm not at all disappointed. We had a great outreach day on Saturday, and also this colloquium presentation was really fun. I enjoyed the engagement, I enjoyed the conversations. And beyond that, I'm very happy to see how the lab continues to build and what has been achieved since the last time I was here.
Okay. I want to know how the collaboration started between Optica and in establishing the Ghana Photonics and Optics Lab.
Yeah, so that's actually, I guess, two stories. The direct collaboration that we had on outreach started in 2024. So that was when I had already been doing work for teacher trainings in Liberia, and through that I got more involved with Optica and met Professor Bujum, and he invited me to come. So we went on an outreach to Tamale, had a lot of fun, had more than 600 students to engage with optics and photonics. And that's where it started. And since then we've been in contact for different outreach activities on optics and photonics. But besides that, the Ghana Photonics and Optics Laboratory, that is actually an initiative that has been started and funded by SPIE under the supervision mainly of their president from last year, Peter de Groot. And he wanted to support optics education basically in Africa, but he chose Ghana and Kumasi as a place to start it. So
That's actually good news for us.
It
but
is.
To our listeners, what exactly is photonics?
So photonics is basically, I mean, you can first think of it as being similar to optics, if you come from that perspective. And then we're using tools to guide, to manipulate, and to detect light. Maybe glasses are a simple example, but we go far beyond that with microscopy. With what I'm working on is optics on small chips to get miniaturized optics set up. So there's a huge range of application of optics and photonics that goes far beyond things that we typically know.
Okay. But to make us understand it better, can you share with us some of the importance of photonics education in Ghana's technological future?
Yeah, maybe let's start from the technology.
Okay.
So I think optics and photonics is in the major technologies.
Okay.
Just imagine your phone, you have it with you.
Yeah.
That has been built based on optics technology. To get the computer chips done, we need optical lithography, which is like a huge projector basically, but with quality down to the nanometer level. And to achieve that, we need the best optics in the world. Beyond that, you have a camera, you have a display, that's all based on optical technology. And even the internet is telecommunications that would not be possible without optics at all. Beyond that, we have microscopes for research in medicine, in biology. We have now coming up quantum technologies that are also partly based on optics and photonics. So there are many things that are already part of the technology, make billions of dollars a year. And so it's very important, in my opinion, to be part of this. And to be part of this, you need training, you need education. You need to start somewhere, and that is what's happening here. You start basically on the research side with the Ghana Photonics and Optics Lab. And on the other side, you need to train and educate the students at high schools that they can go into these careers.
Okay, so photonics play an important role when it comes to communication.
not only, but definitely yes, that's one of the
Okay.
big
But let's bring it out to universities. How is it important for us to have photonics education in universities, particularly KNUST, because you're in KNUST?
Of course. Yeah, as I'm saying, you need to be part of this wave if you want to make technology that actually solves real world application. Well, photonics is not the only thing, but it's a really big driver. So to not miss this, I think it's important that there is education happening here. And that will lead then to further growth. And the next thing is, of course, if you have the trained students, the trained workforce basically, you need to work more towards helping companies also to establish markets here. But that's beyond the scope of the university, so for that it means getting high quality graduates in optics and photonics will be an important step.
Okay. We've talked about the importance of having photonics education, but let's talk about some viable career paths. If I learn photonics, what does the future look like for me?
That's a good question. So of course there's the academic track, so you can become a professor, research group leader, do your own research that then can later be transferred in technology, hopefully. The other thing is, of course, there's a lot of research going on in industry. That might be something that there needs to be done more in Ghana. But if we speak globally, there's a lot of industry where you can go into research, into development of new products. And that's just the basic. If you don't want to be that close to photonics, but use that skills, you could also go in politics and support that the research can get out there and help creating good policies that support that.
Okay. It means the prospects are many.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
To be fair, we have to build some of them in Ghana. All of them are available globally, and you need to bring more of that to Ghana. But that also relates to the education that you're building.
So how does photonics education look like in the future? Like, how do you project it having an impact in the future?
I mean, globally, I think you will specialize more. And definitely for, let's see how much it affects the training already, but for the industry, AI will change a lot. And so we also should train our people with that. Because a lot of the tasks you have in optical design or in optical simulations, you can improve and increase the speed a lot with artificial intelligence tools. So that should be a part of future trainings, I believe. But we still need to keep a good foundation in the physics basics and in the optics fundamentals to understand more complicated topics.
Okay. But coming and seeing the Ghana Photonics and Optics lab, how do you feel?
Oh, well, so we are in the first steps towards building a real optics center that can have an impact beyond a single lab. So it is amazing to see what has happened. So the labs are there, the equipment you see is already there. Some things, of course, need to be set up and need to be improved. But just having this lab in place is one of the most critical steps. So I'm sure with the people that I met here, with the supervisors of the lab, Dr. Donkor and Dr. June, I'm sure they will push it forward. And so it's great to see the first things happening real, and then I'm sure next steps will come.
I'm personally waiting for what it looks like in the next future, how GPOL is going to be like. But I'm sure you interacted with some of the KNUST chapter students in photonics.
Definitely.
How was it like? How was it? Interacting with them and the enthusiasm about photonics?
Well, that's the same thing. Compared to the first time I was here, we went with around 20-25 students, and now we're having more than double that. So there's also huge growth, and that is only possible if you have enthusiasm and that you transport to the next generation. So there's it's really always great to be there, and there's a lot happening as well for that.
Okay. So just to wrap the conversation up, if there's a young person watching us who wants to go into photonics education, what would you tell that person?
I mean, definitely do it. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Try to get in contact with people who are already studying it, already working in that direction, so you can get a better picture of what it means in detail. What are the challenges, if it fits to you, because that's at the end the most important thing. And then, yes, start pursuing an application. If you're already in physics, that is great. If not, that's also not a problem. You just start into getting in it, and yeah, maybe this is the place to do that.
So just do it, as Dr. Fabian has said. Thank you so much for joining us for this short interview. It was so nice having you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is where we end the conversation. This was Dr. Fabian Ruf, an ambassador from Optica. He was here in Ghana for their outreach program at the Ghana Photonics and Optics Lab. Bye.